let me share with you some of my life's biggest regrets so that you don't make these mistakes. And I'm going to share a general philosophy to make sure that you avoid making this sort of a mistake. So welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. Beautiful day, morning on the farm. I got a lot planned today. I'm taking my puppy out to the other side of the island to get her final vaccination so I can start taking her to the beach, taking her swimming, taking her on hikes. Up here feeding the sheep. I got a coaching call in the afternoon. I'm going surfing with a friend in the evening. It's going to be a good busy day. And today I want to share with something useful that came up from a coaching call last night. So welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. And what I want you to do is pick one of your favorite memories you've ever had in your life. Okay, you have what popped in your head, a favorite memory. You don't need to comment it down below. By the way, smash the thumbs up button. Okay, you got that favorite memory in mind. How many times have you thought about that memory? How many times do you think you will think about that memory? And how much enjoyment does that memory bring you when you just think about it and talk about it, right? So what's happening is you're getting paid. As Bill Perkins, Die With Zero, would say, memory dividends. You had an experience and it's paying you back. Maybe it's a relationship experience. Maybe it's a place you've been. It could be a competition. It could just be time, social times with friends. But you live that and now you think about it, and you're going to be thinking about that for the rest of your life. Now on the other end, I want you to think about something, one of your least favorite memories, something traumatic, something bad that happened. How many times have you thought about that? How many times have you shared it or had to share it or thought about sharing it? Or how many times have you kept it in? And how unpleasant has it been to think about, to recall, to talk about? Okay? So that's the pain of an experience. And that's really what life is about these experiences that we have. Obviously money matters, relationships matter, but we experience the world through firstly experiences, but primarily memories, because the experience only happens once, but the memory of the experience happens 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 times over a lifetime, and it changes and it grows in your mind. So what I'm getting at is wanting you to really focus on getting the right experiences. Focus on building experiences more than money. Money matters, obviously, but focus on building experiences, getting this memory bank of cool things that have happened that will keep you through the storms, through the bad times. As gonna keep feeding the sheep as we go here. Some snacks. Okay, now let me share my story with you, and then after I share my story, we can go into some more philosophy. But one of my biggest regrets is, all of you guys know, I was a professional gamer. I was a professional Magic the Gathering player, paper cards, and a couple years, I've been to a bunch of different countries. I've been to Europe 3-4 times. I don't even remember how many off the top of my head. But in 2017, I went to Mexico, I went to Japan, I was in LA, Seattle, I was in Arcata, I was in Hawaii, I was in San Antonio, Texas, I was in Nashville, Tennessee, I was in Washington, D.C., I was in Baltimore, I was in Virginia, Richmond. I went to Europe, I went to Amsterdam, I went to Sweden, I went to France, I went to Spain. That was a cool time, man. So just talking about those memories makes me happy. Thinking about these memories makes me happy. I think about it often, frequently. Anytime I look at a globe, right? Like, that was worth whatever money I missed out on invested. 2017, I could have put that money into Bitcoin. It could have gone way up. Oh well, I spent it on memories. And as I went, that's the story of my tattoos. I'd walk into a random parlor and get one little piece. So the goat's Las Vegas, the sun is Colorado, the stars are San Antonio, Washington, D.C., the birds are in Japan, the moon is in Japan, what do we see here? The rain is in Seattle. We got Mexico in the mountain. We got Hawaii in the wave. All kinds of all the different Hawaiian islands, Kauai, Big Island, Oahu, Maui on some of this stuff. So memories. Now, so that's one of the best things I've done. And I'm not telling you necessarily to travel. I'm telling you to travel when you can and when you're young, because when you have the opportunity, when you get older and you have more responsibilities, you start to care maybe a little bit more about money, more about career, because you got to take care of your mom, because you got to get in position to have kids, because you have kids because you have a wife. You can't just be free as a bird and do those sorts of things. So you do those things early. It's age appropriate. But let me tell you one of my biggest regrets that I have. And I mean, there's other regrets I have, there's bad things I've done, but we tend to also often regret the things that we didn't do. So during this trip, we were going to Japan. We're going to Japan for a tournament. And in my mind, like, I'm here for the tournament. I'm trying to get a certain amount of points in the tournament so that I can hit a certain goal and then keep this thing going. And this is sort of the mindset that I had for a lot of this, where it's like, I'm going to go to the tournament. After the tournament, I'm going to do the cool, fun stuff. But it's, studying and trying to be the best, and the practice that's got me here, so I'm going to focus on this. And that's not wrong. It's sort of a tricky situation. But when we went to Japan, one of my friends who I had met from Magic, from Chicago, Avinash, he's like, yo, we're going to get in on Thursday. We're going to take the bullet train to Tokyo, 4 hours. We're gonna climb Mount Fuji throughout the night, camp on the top. We're gonna skip a night's sleep. We're gonna hike down for sunrise. Then we're gonna have one day, and we're gonna go to the tournament. And I'm like, do you want to come? And my thought is like, man, that doesn't seem like a good plan for the tournament, because I'm trying to get these points. I should make sure I get a good night's sleep. I'm in a rhythm for a good night's sleep. Going 36 hours without sleep doesn't seem like wise. So, no, dude, I'm not going to climb Mount Fuji. I'm going to focus on the tournament. So he climbs Mount Fuji. He has some spiritual experience at the top. He comes down the mountain. He does really well in the tournament. I do poorly in the tournament. He has it all. And what I forgot is that life isn't about money. It's not about some imaginary pro points, magic pro points that's made up. Life is about experiences. And I was in Japan for the experiences, and I said no to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And you may think, travel, you can just go back to Fuji, to Japan, climb Fuji. Well, right now the border's closed. It's been closed. My life's kind of changed. I'm settled down in my career here in Hawaii. I have a dog. It's not easy to travel. Next chapters of my life's coming. My family's in Colorado, so I'm going between here and Colorado when I travel. I can't just go back to Japan. And even if I go back to Japan, I can't go back and climb it with my same friend and have that same experience. That's gone. That's past. I missed it. I blundered. I should have said yes. And I think about it. It comes up. Like, the times that I traveled makes me happy, but the times that I missed out because I said no, because I was too tunnel vision, makes me unhappy. And I think about that every year. And I don't want you to make that mistake. So what I'm telling you is to say yes to experiences, and realize that for those of you who are maybe like me, and maybe like my friend Marquise, who I'm coaching, it's like so easy to grind. His thing is language learning, hours and hours language learning, on the weekends 8 hours language learning. And he's fit, he's in the military, he's got a lot of cool things going for him. But same for me, it's like I'm focused on my work. That pays off, yes, but take a step back and don't let life pass you by. And you didn't travel, you didn't meet people, you didn't go out of your shell, you didn't go to these things to do these things, and now you miss out on these memory dividends. And bye, sheeps. I'll go get the dog. You miss out on these memory dividends, and you pick up these negative memories as well. I don't want that to happen for you. And the example that I used is sort of like these travel and adventure experiences. But in Bill Perkins' book, Die With Zero, says, hey, there's age-appropriate experiences. These travel things, just sort of traveling around, going to hostels or just going on an adventure, smoking weed with random people on the beach in Asia, that sort of a thing, that's age appropriate is for your 20s. It doesn't make sense to do in your 60s, right? So there's certain things like your 30s is when you should have kids. This is his theory, and it makes sense. 40s is sort of, raising kids, and your peak earnings are your 40s, early 50s. Your peak net wealth is in your 50s usually, and you want to start to spend that down, 40s and 50s. Spend it down while you can, because when you're 70, it's actually hard to spend a lot of money because you can't do a lot of things. You're 80, you can't ski, you can't surf. Most likely you can't do any of these things. So you have a limited window to do the physical activities, to go jet skiing or to go wakeboarding or to go skydiving or to go parasailing or just play basketball, to play sports. And you think that, I'm just going to work until I'm retired and then I'm going to do everything. No, it's too late. Once you're old, it's too late. You can't go back and climb Mount Fuji and be a pro Magic player and surf in Hawaii and have kids and start a family. It's too late, right? It's too late. So you got to recognize what you're supposed to be doing in the decade that you're in. So batch it by decades. What do you want to do in your 20s? What do you want to do in your 30s? What are you going to do in your 40s? What are you going to regret not doing? And what's going to reap you the most reward? If you talk to any grandparent, any old person, it's like, the memories of the kids and the grandkids and their youth, and you get rich off memories, you get sustained off memories. Of course, money matters too, but and Bill Perkins' whole thing is you don't want to die with hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like, okay, it's great that your family gets it, but you could have just donated that, right? Nolani, look at her. You could have just donated it to your kids when you're alive. Okay, if you're not looking at the camera now, look at the camera. What a cutie. She loves this spot. Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, okay. So if you found that useful, please comment down below. That's all I ask for. If you hit the thumbs up, that's great. But leave me a comment. Let me know that you watched the whole video and found it useful. So, share a little something. Give a little advice. My advice is to say yes. Go do things. Get out of your comfort zone. Why not? Tag along. See what happens. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate you. And talk to you soon. Peace.